Hi, this is John again. I'm back with Back to Basics Part 5, and Part 5 is going to be focusing on the power of position and also looking at bluffing spots at the micros, which if you play the micros you'll know is pretty few and far between. But anyway, yeah, so firstly we're going to be looking at the power of position. So you want to understand why position is so important. Well, I'm sure you've all read about position and stuff like that, and the best thing about it is we get to at last, we get to see if our opponents show any strength or weakness before we make our move. So if our opponent checks to us and we've identified this type of player as a player who rarely check raises, so we can obviously use our Hold'em Manager or Poker Tracker stats to have a quick look and see how often these type of players are check raising or just check folding on the flop. And if we identify him as a player that when he checks, is usually checking with the intention of folding, we can then use our position to take away a ton of pots from our opponent regardless of our own hand strength, because we can just pretty much fire away as soon as he checks to us. And I've got like a few hand examples as well. This type of thing usually happens when we're obviously in position and we sometimes float, and then maybe on the turn he'll check to us, stuff like that. I've already done a video about continuation betting, I think, so there's no need to have any continuation betting examples. It's just going to be all positional floating type examples that I'm going to be showing later on. So actually I'm going to go to them examples now. So I'll just get rid of this slide. So I decided to find some hands from when I was playing 25 no limit, which I've been doing occasionally, because obviously that's still classed as a micro stakes level, and this is a video focusing on micro stakes and beginning poker players. So here we have the first example of using position to take away a pot from our opponent. So we have this opponent here called Dorian, and he's actually pretty loose. So this isn't actually the best player type to be doing this against, because he has got a pretty high win to showdown, so it's not the ideal player type at all. And let's have a look at his range for opening from middle position. Cut-off, I mean, he's raising from the cut-off. Most of these examples are me on the button and the villain in the cut-off, because in the cut-off they have a wider range, and that means it's more likely that they missed the flop with a wider range. But anyway, so he's raising first in the cut-off from 48%, but it's only 143 hands, so this is going to be a bit all over the place, but you can probably guess that he's going to be at least raising 25% of his hands, which is too much for middle position. So his continuation betting 68%. Look, he's still continuation betting the turn quite a lot as well. So this is, like I said, this isn't the best player type to be making this play against. So the board comes down Queen 9-7, and he does have some queens in his range, but he has also, some open-ended straight draws, lots and lots of good shots, some weaker pairs, stuff like that. That board can potentially have hit our calling range if he's even thinking about that, because we could quite easily have flattered Queen Jack suited, Queen 10 suited, wanting to see a flop in position. So he fires out a c-bet, and we decide to use our position and make the call and see how he reacts to the turn card. So a really harmless card comes on the turn, which is good because it's a good card obviously for us. If it had been like an ace, oh no, an ace is fine for us because it's our hand. But yeah, like I said, it's a good card for us. And he checks to us, so now we can just have a look at some of his stats for what he